The vast majority are directed to Thunder Bay Police Service, although some are also directed to the offices of the Chief Coroner and the Chief Forensic Pathologist, as well as others. Clearly, I'm not going to go through all my findings and recommendations. We'll be here all day. They are there in the report for you to read. The report also contains an executive summary, but I do want to highlight some. And I'm going to first talk about Thunder Bay Police Service investigations and its operations. Then I will address racism. So let me talk about the investigations. I found that the efficiencies in how the Thunder Bay Police was investigating Indigenous Southern deaths were so problematic that I have recommended at least 9 of these cases should be reinvestigated by a multidisciplinary team. This team should include investigators from other police services, a coroner, and a forensic pathologist. The original investigators are not to be members of this multidisciplinary team. I say at least 9 cases because we did not purport to examine every Southern death investigation. Accordingly, the multidisciplinary team should establish a protocol for determining whether other Thunder Bay Police Services Southern death investigations, including the other investigations I reviewed, should be reinvestigated as well. What were the deficiencies in Thunder Bay investigations we identified in the report? Specifically, a number of investigators lacked the expertise and the experience to conduct Southern death or homicide investigations. We saw frequent examples of officers who did not know what they did not know. These officers were given lead investigators' roles within the General Investigations Unit without adequate skills or training. Investigators repeatedly failed to recognize what constitutes a potential suspicious death, and that a Southern death must be investigated as a potential Southern death unless or until the evidence supports the contrary. They misunderstood when matters should be investigated under the major case management system. Interviews were often poorly conducted or not conducted at all. There were no meaningful oversight or supervision of investigators and investigations. At the same time, some investigative work was not adequately documented in police files. Pertinent information was not passed on between investigators. The misguided approach to investigations meant, in a number of Southern death cases, investigators did not embark on any meaningful investigation because they believed that there was no obvious signs of foul play. It also explained in part why officers came to premature conclusions about individual cases. Investigators regularly failed to connect the autopsy report to their own investigations. On multiple occasions, we saw that investigations failed to even find out the results of the autopsy, or failed to understand the significance or lack of significance of the autopsy findings.